One of the biggest excuses that I hear people say for not getting healthy or not making positive changes in their lives is time. I don't have time. I'm too busy. And we are all very busy. I've used that excuse plenty of times as well. But I think it's really important that we really evaluate how we're spending our time. We're all going to die. You're going to die. I'm going to die. And I don't say that to invoke fear. I know it's an uncomfortable subject. But the reason I bring it up is I want you to think about when you're on your deathbed, how are you going to think back on your time? How are you going to reflect back on the ways that you spent your time? Are you going to be appreciative of all the time you spent binge watching Netflix or scrolling through social media or, mindlessly scrolling through random YouTube videos, any sort of that stuff? Are you really going to appreciate it and be glad that's how you spent your time? Or are you going to wish that you had done something differently? And there's no right or wrong answer to this. It's important for you to be honest with yourself. If that's how you would look back fondly, then great, more power to you. But just take a few minutes when you're done watching this video to think about how you're really spending your time. Maybe go on the Facebook app and see how many minutes or hours you've spent this week scrolling through Facebook. Maybe kind of take an inventory of how long you spent watching Netflix or doing other stuff that's not really contributing to your health. I'm not saying that social media and TV and things like that are bad by any means, but I just think it's important to get some perspective of how much we're really spending our time and energy in those places when we could be spending a little bit of it somewhere else to help us improve our health, whether that's exercise or spending more time with friends or family or getting outside for a walk or petting the dog, whatever it is that adds value to your life. Maybe pursuing a side hustle or getting into a new hobby, something that's really bringing joy to your life and adding to your sense of purpose instead of just kind of going through the motions and mindlessly doing things that aren't really contributing to your health. So take a few moments and just think about that, and then just figure out one little change that you could make that over time is going to have some benefits. So, for instance, one thing that I like to tell people is maybe just reducing your social media time. Say you spend an hour a day, maybe just reducing that to half an hour and using that other half an hour to do something like go for a walk or even just go sit in the sunshine or meditate or call a loved one. Just something that later down the road you're going to remember fondly and you're not going to have regrets about how you spent that time. I think that's really important, and I think that that can over time add up to where when you are on your deathbed, you're looking back going, I'm glad I did that. I'm glad I spent my time that way. If you would like more information or coaching on how to implement some of these changes, feel free to DM me, leave a comment below, or you can also join my Facebook group, Living Healthy While Working a Desk Job. I'll leave the link below. And just try to be a little more mindful about how you're spending the precious time that you have here so that when it comes to the end, you're not having regrets.